Coach Dickert said in his post-game interview that Mateer really played like a quarterback today, which made me laugh because I feel like calling your QB1 saying you played like a quarterback is like when we talk about your dog and we're like,
Sure.
oh, Joni is such a sweet, tender, perfect girl. It's like, well, of course she is. What else is she going to be?
Of course she is.
The rest is just extra credit.
And welcome back to Pack in Action, your show's favorite show. We've got some goods, some bads, some uglies to cover today. But, Emma, we just don't ask each other enough how we're doing here. It's always football, football, football. It's like we just don't really talk about what's going on in our personal lives. And am I avoiding talking about football right now because I'm not stellarly happily living my life knowing that we lost last week? Maybe. Does it matter? No. Just answer the question, okay?
If it makes you feel better, that didn't translate at all. It seemed totally genuine and not that you were deflecting.
Great.
I am good. Thank you for asking.
Of course.
I feel like this is one of those moments when you're on a date and the person actually asks you a question about yourself. I got a haircut this weekend, so that was fun.
Did you get it colored? It looks good.
Yeah, I did. Thank you. How are you?
I meant to say that earlier. I'm okay. I'm, to quote Celtics coach Joe Mazzulla, a resident freak. We're all going to be dead soon, and it really doesn't matter, so there's zero pressure. So that's kind of just what I'm doing nowadays.
So true. In other news, rumor has it that the Pac-12 is expanding and even heading east because the University of Tennessee is located in Knoxville, but something else happened in Knoxville, Ashtyn.
Big time.
So we got update on it.
We got a photo from my friend Harry, who was at a bar in Knoxville because he was working, some podcast at the game. And he was like, you're on TV at this bar in Knoxville. And we're kind of like, that gives us pause. I don't know. Tennessee to the Pac. It's possible. Why else would we be on TV in Knoxville? Just a thought.
Yeah, you heard speculation of it here first. It could not be less confirmed, but two girls can dream.
It could not be less confirmed. But before we get into highlights, Emma, where are they watching us right now? Let's give them a spiel.
Yeah, so they're watching us on Samsung TV Plus or Pac-12 Insider on Amazon Freevee, or maybe they're watching this after the fact on the Pac-12 Conference YouTube channel. I would like to invite everyone to comment their favorite Joe Mazzulla quote if that's the case, and then give us a little follow on Instagram and Twitter. You can find us at Pack in Action Show. We promise to only get sillier on there, so you really don't want to miss it.
Yep. All right, let's look at some highlights.
All the elements in place on the Palouse for a perfect Saturday of football. Jake Dickert leading the spirit. It's crimson and gray, bright sunshine on homecoming Saturday. Play action, middle throw to Hernandez, bumps off one, turns the corner, and Hernandez is in. Touchdown Cougars. Finds his receiver with the ball, free, and the Cougars have it. 12th takeaway of the year. Drills it to Mathers for a Cougar touchdown. A dart by John Mateer. There's a flip toss. That's a forward throw to Hutson. Can he get to the corner? Yes, he can. Touchdown, Washington State. And Mateer to run this time. And Mateer's going to get in.
Mateer gives him a look, gets inside for a touchdown.
And we start the fourth quarter in Pullman. And Mateer on a keeper does the John Mateer special. He's thrown for 3, run for 2. And Pulalasi will get in for what should be the Cougar knockout punch.
Look at those offensive linemen building that wall. They got bigger and better things they want to do, but you got to take it one game at a time. Got it done today against Hawaii.
How good are we feeling about the Washington State Cougars, Emma? This team went 5 for 5 in the red zone, scored every time, and finally did what we expected from them, I think.
Oh, I totally agree. I think the offense was great. The defense was great. They were all just fantastic. And Coach Dickert said in his post-game interview that Mateer really played like a quarterback today, which made me laugh because I feel like calling your QB1 saying you played like a quarterback is like when we talk about your dog and we're like, oh, Joni is such a sweet, tender, perfect girl. It's like, well, of course she is. What else is she going to be?
Of course she is.
The rest is just extra credit.
Yeah, she's actually Joni Mateer. That's her. Yeah, that's what we're going to call her from now on.
Shout out! I couldn't think of a better namesake. Yeah, shout out Joni. But I would have to agree that Mateer really did play like a quarterback. Ashtyn, do you concur?
Yeah, I think he played so well that he should be the first recipient of the biggest award in sports TV shows, the whole package award. Emma, tell us what exactly that is.
So that's given to a player that we just think really encompasses what it means to be great.
They've got it all.
They got it all. They're the whole package. So
Yeah.
of course we are going to name John Mateer because man, let's just talk about it. 329 total yards, 5 touchdowns, 23 of 27 complete passes. Who else is more complete package than that?
Wild.
I just don't think there's one.
That's actually wild. 23 or 27, like that's banging.
Is crazy.
Yeah.
And somehow I don't even think it's doing him justice. He just seemed to be back in his week 1, week 2 kind of vibe. So
yeah, he definitely has the whole
package for
package. We love Heisman tier for that. Let's also show some love to the defense though. Because I'm always going to bring it back to the defense. I think that they had a few sort of like downtrodden weeks. They're picking it back up at the same time that Mateer is. So everyone's kind of firing together, which rocks. And something I would love to see from the Beavs actually too. So let's pivot to them for a sec. Watch some highlights, see what adjustments there could be made for them.
Beautiful night in Corvallis and a big one on tap here tonight on the CW. And he got in there for a touchdown. Giovanni McCoy coming after the quarterback. And nothing but green in front of him. Giovanni McCoy to the end zone. And that is another rushing touchdown for Anthony Hankerson. Couple of them tonight. So now you got to go for 2. Well, they're going to give it to McCoy and let him do it. Throws it into double coverage, and it is caught.
That's a heck of a catch. That's a heck of a throw, too. Both those guys.
Rolling and just throws it up for grabs, and it's intercepted by Conning. All right, down by 8. McCoy throws off his back foot. Terry comes down with it. McCoy fires. Caught by Terry. This is a live play here now. Here we go. Terry fell down. No flag in the secondary. And UNLV comes out of here with a win.
Yeah, that was a heartbreaker at the end there. That was tough.
That's
I
tough.
just feel like for a moment we had hope and we were infinite, but then UNLV, man.
Yeah, first, I do just want to shout out the defense because they played so much better. Obviously, we've said it a million times, but they're incredibly injured. They have so few guys left. We have a couple guys playing on both sides of the ball. We'll actually be talking to one of them, Andy Alfieri, later. But I do think that we saw such an improvement. It's just so dire out there with the injuries, but the defense really showed up and showed out, and they showed promise, and I love that for them. On the offense, I think that was kind of maybe more where the struggling was. They were 6 of 16 on third down chances, which is, not how you're going to win a game, especially you're not going to close out a game, have a miraculous comeback with those stats. So I think that's kind of the big bummer of the game for me, at least. You just have to be better than that and convert on third down. I think our receivers have got to sort of like inject some heart into the team by making those easy catches, getting those momentum swings, or things won't necessarily turn around anytime soon.
Yeah, and I would have liked UNLV to have laid off Giovanni a little bit. I feel like every time I looked up, he was getting sacked, which I know is not the actual stat, but every time. And I was like, I'm going to climb in there. That's not true. That's impossible. But lay off.
Yeah, it's tough. The offensive line is just it's rough stuff, despite the defensive progress, because of that loss, because of the offensive line being just so thin. It's I guess if we were going to give an anti-award, now that we're giving awards on this episode, I would say for showing a little bit of inaction, as in one word inaction, I think we'd probably have to give our Razzie, our anti-award to the Beavs this week for just kind of not closing out that game. And just the hope is that we don't fall into that again.
Yeah. But I do think that they have a really good work ethic, and that if they're able to clean up some of those spots that weren't working so well, I think Cal's got a big storm coming, because there was a big jump from Colorado State. So I'm ambitious. I'm ambitious.
I think maybe to quote Joe Mazzulla again, I feel like we're all going to die someday and there's no pressure. I think that's a great way to live.
Exactly. Death, taxes, Joe Mazzulla quotes, and the fact that there's more Pack in action when we come back. Welcome back to Pack in Action. We have a really exciting guest. I know when Kyle Thornton was on the show, we said that he was number one in our hearts, but we have number one on the field with us right now. So I feel like it's only fair that you are also number one in our hearts. Kris Hutson, welcome to the show.
Thank you. I appreciate you guys.
Sorry, Kyle.
Sorry, Kyle. Still love you, though.
Kris, how are you feeling after such a big win?
I'm feeling real good. We got the 6-1. We're taking one game at a time, and it's feeling real good right now.
Yeah, excited to be going bowling?
Oh, yes. Very excited. Very excited.
So you had 90 yards against Hawaii on 70 catches. You had a touchdown. 70 catches. 7 catches. That would be maybe next goal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you had 126 yards against our Snake River rival, Boise State. You've got 506 total yards this season. What can we expect from you next? Not to be greedy, maybe 700 catches.
Just out there doing my job for my team, really, providing for my team in a way where, I could help these guys win. And, it's Coach Dicker, Harpo, just doing your job. And that's what I focus on. And that's about it.
Yeah.
You transferred from Oregon, so it's your first season here at Wazoo and Pullman, but you have obviously plenty of experience under the lights. What advice, what does that relationship look like with you and the players that have been there for a while? Is it you giving them advice? Is it them giving you advice? And if, what's the advice?
It go both ways. For example, Kyle, we give each other advice on what to do, in games or certain situations, and we give each other an idea and on our perspective, on different perspective on how we could get better. And we never be complacent. We always find ways to get better and stuff like that. So, me and Kyle do that a lot.
So what's your favorite part about being a Coug so far?
Everything really. The environment, the game, how the fans, excited to be there, the fireworks and everything like that. It's amazing to be a Coug right now.
I would have to agree, of course.
Yeah.
So when we were doing our due diligence, researching and getting your stats and whatnot, we found you have a Wikipedia page. Have you viewed your Wikipedia page?
No, I haven't. Yeah. No, I haven't. I haven't viewed it. No.
Okay, well maybe that's a little homework, not to add to your scholastic plate. But
Wait, that's actually impressive because I know that it's hard to get Wikipedia pages. So I wonder, how that happened.
Yeah.
Someone hooked it up.
Yeah, I have no idea.
So I'm curious too. You have quite the collection of tattoos that we see.
Yeah.
Do you have a go-to artist? I'm assuming it's not in Pullman, although I could be underestimating the Pullman tattoo game.
It's more, back in LA where I'm from. It's a guy that I go to, shout out to him because, he does a lot of my tattoos and he does a very good job, and obviously probably go get more. So
what's your most sentimental tattoo?
That's a good question. Sentimental. It's probably the breast cancer one. Because my mom went through breast cancer and everything like that, so, and she's a fighter for that, so that's the most sentimental one.
That's so amazing.
Yeah,
I love that.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, of course.
What can we look forward to against San Diego State? Pivoting a little bit back to ball here.
Just going out looking to be 7-1. It's a lot of colleges, a lot of teams out there. Obviously college is going crazy right now. A lot of teams are losing, a lot of teams are winning. So, what's important is going 7-1, and that's what we're looking forward to. And like I said, I'm just doing my job out there, helping my team, and just being a good teammate.
We love that. You're going to San Diego State. Do you have plans to pop by LA and get a tattoo?
I wish I could, but Coach Digger's gonna have us pretty busy out there, locked in on the game and everything. And as soon as we done, we gotta head to Ontario and fly out. So everything is booked up.
Understandable.
Business trip.
Yeah, for sure.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Kris. We've had such a blast having you on. Good luck on Saturday.
Thank you. Appreciate you guys.
Thanks, Kris.
Thank you.
Love that. Love him. Nice little shout out to mom. So cute. Nice little tat discussion. You didn't tell him about your Go Cougs tat.
I know. I didn't. I wanted it to be. I didn't want to make it about me.
Sure.
But
wow,
yeah,
I should learn a thing or two there.
Definitely added some inspo. I will say. I don't think I'll be as courageous as him. He seems to have a lot more going on. I just have 5. So
5's a lot, dude. You're like tatted up.
Yeah.
I have 0.
So.
We've got nothing to show for this.
Yeah, hurry up. I mean, there's always, you could get Go Beavs on your ankle and then we could be twins.
I know. I'll think on it. I would love a Beavs tattoo, but I don't know.
And clearly we have an artist recommendation now. So just next time you're in LA, which I know you famous coast to coaster are just always jetting.
Dude, all the time. Speaking of jetting, next up we're going to jet over to Corvallis and talk to Beavs legacy, Andy Alfieri, about preparing to face his former team. Our next guest is someone I've known since he was in diapers, and that's actually not really true, but I did live with his sister in Corvallis and in San Francisco, actually. Shout out Pac-12 Network. So in a way, we are the best of friends. Andy Alfieri, how are you doing, man?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
Of course. Let's just get straight into it. We've had a couple of sort of heartbreaking endings back to back now. How does that translate to the locker room, and how does that sort of affect morale, and how do you bounce back from that?
We want to try to take as much emotion out of it and just try to use logic and try to figure out the holes that need to be fixed and tighten down on our assignments. But yeah, we've really been coming together. We haven't been splitting up. We're trying to avoid those outside influences, and it makes us stronger through adversity. So I'm excited to see what we put on tape on Saturday.
Yeah, so you're doing sort of the unthinkable in playing both sides of the ball currently. Is that still the plan this next week? Walk us through that initial conversation of like, hey, we got to have you on both sides of the ball. Things are crazy. Everyone's banged up. Like, what does that look like?
Yeah, Coach Brady, he just called me one night and we met, and because they were down bodies, so he asked if I could join the outside backer room, and I said, heck yeah. So anything to help the team. But it's been a good transition, and I just spend a little bit more time every week learning whether it's the offensive or defensive scheme, and I just have to split time a little bit between the rooms. Yeah.
What are the new holes? You mentioned holes in sort of the ways that you can clean up a little bit. What does that look like shifting to now having sort of brand new holes that are not even your holes that you have to figure out as an outside backer now?
I think we just need to focus on doing our 1/11th and not try to make some huge spectacular play. And we just have to be able to trust the guy next to you and have belief in each other.
Yeah.
So your family's football lineage is pretty crazy. I tried to make one of those diorama sheets, but I ran out of paper. It was didn't have time to go to Michael's. So would you mind walking us through where everyone played?
Yeah. Okay. So my brother Mikey, he's the next one above me. He played here at Oregon State. He was a running back and wide receiver. And then my brother Joey, he played at Stanford, and then he was in the NFL for a little bit. And then my brother Anthony he worked here. My brother Anthony worked here at Oregon State, and he was in the video department. He ended up going over to Germany to play football too for a year. And then my brother Nick played football in Germany and at Georgetown on the East Coast. But he played in Germany for 7 years. And then that's everybody in the football. My sister,
don't forget Jamie.
I know. And then my sister, she worked at the Pac-12 Network, and she used to work here at Oregon State.
Okay, so it sounds like it was just kind of destiny for you to make your way back into the orange and black. Would you agree?
Yeah, I definitely think so. This is a great transition into my journey, I feel like.
Mm-hmm. And is Joey really excited? Oh, yeah, actually. What brought you back?
Well, I graduated, and I kind of just was looking for new opportunities. And then once I hit the portal and Oregon State started talking to me, I didn't really want to go anywhere else. So it kind of worked out perfectly.
And Emma wants to know about Joey and the Cal sitch.
Well, I love a rivalry. So is he especially invested in you guys winning next week or this weekend?
Oh, yeah. No, Joey and I, that's good. He went to Stanford, I went to Cal, so we always had that natural rivalry. But everybody is excited for this game coming up. Yeah.
I think my biggest question for you is, did Jamie put you on to burrito heaven or not?
It wasn't.
We used to, you know.
I don't know what that is.
Burrito Heaven is in Southtown, and no one goes there or knows about it. But man, we used to wreck stuff at Burrito Heaven. Everyone needs to go to Burrito Heaven.
I gotta try that.
Yeah.
I need some new spots.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for hanging with us, Andy. It's crazy talking to you because you sound just like Jamie in a strange way, a little maybe a few octaves lower, but your voice is like exactly the same as Jamie's.
That was funny.
Yeah, nice little bookends to the family. We are having so much fun watching you, and we will continue to just have a blast. Get another TFL this week. Get another stop on some big thirds, and we'll be watching you, cheering for you from the sidelines. So
awesome! Thank you so much. Will do.
Thanks, Andy. Love him. Feels like chatting with an old homie back in Corvallis. I did forget to actually ask him about any kind of preparation for the game.
But
but
all good.
what is this, a football show?
No,
This is a show about friendship.
Yeah, exactly. Take it to the bank.
First and foremost. Speaking of friendship, we've now caught up with old friends. We made some new ones in Kris Hutson. We reflected on the past, but we're going to look forward now. Look at some scheduling, perhaps.
Yeah. So Cougs are headed down to sunny San Diego. I heard it's 30 degrees in Pullman, or Spokane at least. So that's going to be nice to have a little sunshine. And then my dear friends, the Beavs, are also in California, just north up at Cal, which I hope will also be slightly warm. If that's what they want, whatever.
I don't
want.
care. Either way, just win. Just win, baby.
Yeah.
Emma, give me your 2 bullets on what we need to see from the Cougs to get the win.
Ooh, good question. I think Mateer just needs to keep being himself. He should keep Mateering, whatever that looks like to him, whatever he thinks, whatever he and Arbuckle can concoct. I'm in. And then our defense should watch out for that San Diego run game, because I've been hearing some rumors and that they're pretty good. So I'm thinking someone can sneak into the locker room and tie everybody's shoelaces together. The Aztec locker room, of course, before the game. So
Sure.
I'm not going to the game, but someone should.
I think we can get someone. I think we can get Chris to do it on the field.
We should have asked him to while he was here. Struck while the iron was hot. All good. What do you think for Beavs v Cal? What are you thinking?
I think that my 2 big things, it sounds so silly to say, but I need both sides of the ball to show up. I need defense to be firing, playing as good as they played last week, because that was an improvement, or better. I'll allow that also. And I need the offense to be better in a lot of ways. I need the receivers to catch some balls. That's huge. That's kind of the whole thing. I need the line to protect the quarterback. Also kind of the whole thing. I need Giovanni to feel comfortable, and then I think everything will flow. So those are my main things. I don't want the season to start slipping into scary territory. Let's get on the horse. Let's get some wins. That's all I got.
Yeah, so pretty much everything. Special teams, maybe we're content with special teams.
There we go.
Who's to say?
Actually, no. We had a punt blocked last week, so those could do better too.
Awesome. Oh, yeah.
So
you have a story for us, I hear.
Yeah. I sort of pertaining to this. The reason I'm a little scared about this next week is that I went and saw a psychic on Sunday, and she was like, "You have a generational curse. At some point, someone in your family did dark arts. I don't know who or when, but you get so close to your goals, and you things get so close to being the best possible scenario for you, and then it's ripped out from right under you." And I'm kind of like, wait, that's crazy, because the Beavs were having the best year ever last year, and everything that could have gone wrong went wrong. So that's kind of where I'm coming from right now. I'm feeling a little off. And I need
Maybe
a break.
It's a good thing that you're 3,000 miles away from...
Yeah. I'm going to just keep moving further and further until this stuff works itself out.
There you go.
So yeah, I guess to end on a very not so cheery note, we actually do have some cheery news though, because next week, are we adding another sport?
Oh, basketball maybe, perhaps?
Interesting. Yeah.
Crazy.
Hang out with us next week. We're going to talk hoops, men's and women's, and we'll be Pac in action. See you there.